Also, like I mentioned in the last battle, the reason why there's a Macargo following me is because I'm breeding a Houndour, and it's for the heat, and so I get half the steps and stuff. So here's the second battle against named person of whom I forget, and I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head, so I don't have to go into YouTube. Let me try to think. Yeah, I can't think of it. His name's Cameron in the game, so whatever. He leads with the Weavile. I lead off with Uxie again, just like last time. I'm getting him bringing the taunt, so I'm just gonna go for the wild chase. I didn't say U-turn, haha. And he does go for a nice slash, and it does do under half because Uxie is a monster. So I do get the U-turn off. It does like about the same actually, which is kind of funny, except for I'm a defensive wall. So yeah, I'm gonna go and hit him on top because I know I can easily kill this thing off with a bullet punch. Not gonna go for Mach punch because I figured he'd predict that, and he does, and he goes into Uxie, so I get the bullet punch off on that. Still doesn't do much, and yeah, this is the battle talking about with the other Uxie. So I go into my Uxie now, and he's going to set up some screens. I'm like, oh my god, why are all these Uxies dual screeners all of a sudden? When I made this Uxie, no one used dual screen Uxies ever, and all of a sudden, all I see now is dual screen Uxie. Jeez. It was original back when I used this thing. It's like now everyone uses it. It's so annoying. This thing used to be special. So we both set up screens. We both do all the Uxie things. We both like set up screens, and we both set up stealth rocks. And now I'm gonna U-turn predicting. And I'm gonna start wild chase predicting his wild chase. So he wild chases. Because I'm slower, like you already know, I get to wild chase second. And I almost kill the Weavile because of the reflect I don't. I'm like, oh, I wanted the Uxie to kill something. So I'm gonna go to Dragoon, and I can easily bullet punch it for the kill, and I do so. And down goes the Weavile. So looking awesome for me. So yeah. What's his name? Elivire. Yeah, that's his name right there. E54. electivire54. That's his name. Huh, I remember it. Good. So going to Uxie because I want to see what things gonna do. He ends up going for the Earthquake. Awesome prediction for me. I just kind of went to Uxie just death water kind of. So he goes for the Meditate. I'm like, yeah, Meditate Evar. I saw that on the Smoke Gun. I thought it was actually kind of gimmicky in my opinion, but whatever. He goes for the Meditate as I go for the Reflect. So he's still not gonna be able to do much. Goes for the Thunder Punch. Isn't gonna kill me because Uxie is a beast. Gonna go for the Wild Chase to get some damage off while switching, I guess. And I think I go into popping the Flygon here, and yeah, so his Reflect gone. Perfect timing for me because now I can just Earthquake this thing for the kill. I know he's gonna want to switch out here and save it for later, so I'm just gonna go for the Wild Chase, predicting his switch. Ends up going into a Vaporeon, and look how much this U-turn does. It's just this Wild Chase, I mean. Yeah, that thing is probably not a wall, and it isn't, as I figured out later. So we're going to Kecleon because it's a Kecleon, and why not go into Kecleon? I'm so addicted to this Kecleon. This thing is like crack. I can't stop using this Kecleon. It's so fun to use. It's a sickness, really. So yeah, he goes for the Surf, doesn't do much because I'm a Kecleon, and then I'm a Water type, so now next Surf would do even less. And judging by how much that does, it also something that this thing is an offensive Vaporeon. So I get the T-Wave off on that, which is kind of nice because it looks like it runs speed and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the I forget what I do here, but I'm pretty sure I go for the Recover or I switch. Let's see. What do I do? Let's see. I go for the Fire Punch to get damage off on whatever he wants to go into when he gets opposed to Nux. He doesn't do that much, but he doesn't run leftovers because he's using the exact same set as me, which is annoying. So he goes for the Light Screen to get some stuff as I go for the T-Wave because Uxie is pretty fast, and getting a T-Wave is kind of useful for later, so it doesn't set up screens as reliably. Now I'm going to switch out because I know he's probably going to go into Evar predicting my Thunder Wave, but he just goes for another Reflect and stuff, and I go into my Specs Gengar. I know Specs Gengar can still do a ton with Shadow Ball because I'm Specs, like I just said like 3 times. I'm modest Specs, so yeah, he goes into Evar, and that is actually a 2-hit KO, even though Evar has a great special defense. Choice Specs Gengar is a beast. I wonder when people stop using this thing. I mean, back in the days, Gengars were always choice. Now it's all about the subs and the pain splits and all this fancy shenanigans. Choice Gengar is still a great Pokemon. So, he now goes back into Vaporeon. I'm not sure if I can KO with a Shadow Ball because Vaporeon has amazing special defense, amazing HP, and there's a Light Screen up, but I'm just going to go for it anyways. It doesn't die, which is annoying, and he goes for the Shadow Ball, which means this thing is obviously an offensive Vaporeon. Because why would a wall Vaporeon ever carry Shadow Ball? And that does kill my Gengar, which is kind of sad. So yeah, that sucks. So I'm gonna go into Flygon now because I'm pretty sure I can dent a lot of his team. Like I always say, mid game, late game, Flygon can dent stuff. Even with the Reflect up, that outrage is still gonna take out the Vaporeon, which is really nice. But I actually forgot about Reflect while I was playing because he's gonna go into Arcanine now. Gonna get the Intimidate off, and with the Intimidate and the Reflect, there's no way I'm killing with the outrage. It still does a lot of damage though. I mean, this does a shitload, considering that there's a Reflect and I'm half -1. Choice Band Flygon is awesome. Yeah, so he's gonna go for the Flare Blitz. That is gonna bring me down low enough to the point where he can just kill me off with the extreme speed. So that really sucks for me because he's just gonna E-speed me here, and that's gonna take down my Flygon, and I have to stay in because I'm locked on Outrage. So yeah, that kind of sucks for me. But yeah, he does have Life Orb, so I can just burn his last turn by going into by going into Empoleon and then letting him hit me and then just setting up a free agility. So yeah, goes for the Thunder Fang. He's gonna kill himself off a Life Orb. I knew he'd do this, so I'm just gonna go for my free agility, which is awesome, because now I can just late game sweep him with the rest of his team because I have a +2 and Torrent. Nothing can live that. Well, things can live it, but very little. And there goes, I think that was my Reflect. So he goes back into the Uxie, I guess, hoping he can live, but there's no way he's living up a Torrent Surf. Like, if you don't resist it, you're probably going to die to a Torrent Surf from an Empoleon. Especially Life Orb Empoleon. So now it goes that his last Pokemon is the Sizzle, and he doesn't go for the Bullet Punch, which is kind of weird. I'm just going to surf that. It's going to die. I'm going to die to Life Orb, though, but it's still an easy game for me. It's still a 3-0, so that's a good game. electivire54. At the end of this tournament, I'm pretty interested in seeing how that will turn out, because I'm kind of lazy and bored. So, bye, guys. See you guys in like 5 days or so.